Hi, this is Thresden, and this is part 17 of an Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road walkthrough. In the previous episode, we went to a place called... It's an inn. The Outcast Inn. And in there, there's these shadowy figures that were walking around, and it has something to do with the Daedric Prince. It doesn't have the name of the Daedric Prince, but the one that was freed in this chapter, we found her. She's hanging out in the inn, and we need to find the Book of Obscure and Ancient Recipes in the Courtyard's outbuilding, which we just found, and now we need to go back to the innkeeper, whose name is Innkeeper Brynmere, and he's going to make the drink for us that the Daedric Prince needs, which will hopefully keep her from destroying all of reality, because we live in reality, so we don't want all of reality to be destroyed, right? I mean, unless you're just a complete nihilist and you want to die and everyone to die with you. Let's take this one out too. I don't remember that loot being there. See, there goes one of those shadowy figures.
She hasn't moved once since you left. I tried talking to her, but she only muttered quietly to herself. I'd almost feel bad for her if I wasn't losing sales. Oh, did you find that book on obscure drinks?
Yes, I did. It describes a drink made by Aliads called the Sage's Dream.
An Aliad drink? Odd. This inn was built on Aliad ruins. Just a coincidence. Tirum weed, hark fruit juice, loot berries. I've never even heard of these ingredients. I can mimic that flavor profile, though. Just need some substitutions.
What can you substitute for those ingredients?
I need to think about it. Maybe some frost miriam? Oh, some lotus might work. In the meantime, I need to make some syrup. Go to the cellar and grab some sugar. I'll keep thinking about this until you get back.
I'll go look for sugar in the cellar.
Reproducing a sage's dream sounds like a fun challenge. It'll certainly take my mind off of what's happening to my inn. You'll find stairs to the cellar in the room behind you. It opens up into an old ruin, but don't mind that.
You've never heard of the ingredients in that recipe? I don't know why I'm asking this. The book that we found told us that the ingredients can't be found anymore, but I'll ask him.
Never. I've learned about drinks from across Tamria, and none of these ingredients sound familiar. But that won't stop me. Maybe we can bring this drink back into popularity.
Your cellar connects to old ruins?
Oh, sure. You'll find these old ruins all across Colovia. The first owner built the inn on top of some. Whoever dug out the cellar broke through into ruins and just left it that way. I use it for storage now.
Okay. Excuse me, sorry, didn't mean to walk through you. Pardon me. Outcast Inn basement. Okay. This is an interesting place. Lots of stuff I can sell for gold. Little stuff isn't worth much, but I'll take it.
Something hides here. I feel its hatred thick and sour. Perhaps I can call it to us.
There she is. Ithelia, that's her name.
This horrid relic rose from the ground. I need to talk.
I just couldn't remember her name when I was talking earlier.
When you left, I was compelled to follow. I saw an image of you entering this chamber, and I knew I had to be here with you. But then this awful lamp appeared, rudely popping out of nowhere. I hate the damned thing!
Why do you hate this lamp?
The storm in my head. Remember? I cannot focus through all the overlapping paths. I think this damned lamp was used against me, but I cannot understand how. Could you pick it up? I wished to examine it, but could not stand holding the horrid thing.
Alright, I'll get the lamp. The Lamp of Clarity. An ancient relic crafted by the Daedric Prince Azura to reveal the secrets of the many paths and other hidden things.
Over here. I sense a path that wishes to be explored. Shine the lamp, please. I know this. A doorway to the many paths. Step through and I will follow. My power abandons me here. I will follow if I can.
The enemy approaches. They come to imprison my prince.
No, Torvasad. They are different. Approach, Pathwalker, and speak with me. I recognize this place. Mortals worshipped me here.
Is this Ithelia? It is. Ithelia? Meet Ithelia.
A mortal Pathwalker. Such a creature is quite rare. And I see you are accompanied by one of my reflections. An Ithelia from a different path. You carry something else with you. It feels like hatred. Tell me, why have you come to my reality?
The other Ithelia can't control her power. She's a threat to my reality. This lamp led us here.
The Lamp of Clarity. A relic created to hunt me and my unseen. It carries a spark of its creator Azura within. That gives it a bit of awareness. It must know that your Ithelia poses a threat. But why lead you to me?
Ithelia asked for a drink called Sage's Dream. She thinks it will help bring her clarity.
Ah. Sage's Dream is the mortal name for our connection to the many paths. It manifests as a drink, but is brewed from ingredients infused with my very own essence. Drinking it will reconnect my reflection to the many paths, and stabilize her power.
Where do I get the ingredients?
They bloom in my shadow, or in the shadows of other Ithelias. Each path's ingredient is unique. You can find Tiramweed here, but the rest grows in other realities. Take what you need, Pathwalker. Then you must leave before my fellow princes arrive.
What's going on here, Ithelia?
This is my end, Pathwalker. Hermaeus Mora has declared me a threat to reality and comes to imprison me. I am tired of fighting. It is the same on every path I have examined. If this is my fate, so be it. Take my Tiramweed and go with my blessing.
Can I ask you about the many paths?
How strange. A mortal who walks the many paths without understanding them. Between that, keeping company with my reflection, and bearing the Lamp of Clarity, you intrigue me. Very well. Ask your questions.
Can you describe the many paths?
Not in any way your mortal mind would understand. I do not wish to drive you mad. An analogy, perhaps. Picture a diamond that somehow formed around a spiderweb, interweaving lines within a grander, fixed shape. That is the many paths.
Fine, but how do they work?
Possibilities scatter across the Orbis, each defined by distinct choices, with unique outcomes that lead to new realities. The many paths are the web that binds them. Some can traverse these connections, as you have done here.
And you control the many paths?
Control? No. But I have the power to see them, to follow their threads and alter their fates. It is one of the things that Hermaeus Mora respects about me. And the one thing he fears the most.
What's strange about a mortal entering the many paths?
The mortal mind is limited, intentionally so. Comprehending the many paths should overwhelm you, and actually traversing them should be impossible. I can barely do that. You are unique among your kind. Thus the title I give you, Pathwalker.
What do you mean, intentionally so?
Mortals are servants, performing tasks to maintain reality. Every field plowed, child born, or war fought, keeps the Orbis stable by design. This fact is kept from them. The slaves should not understand the Master's plan, lest they seek to undo them.
Why did you call the Ithelia from my path a reflection?
Each reality bound by the many paths contains a version of an entity, mortal or Daedra. They each differ in some way, but each springs from the same seed. I am no different. She and I are the same, but distorted, like an image in a cracked mirror.
I'm curious about a different topic.
Most mortals quake in fear at my presence, or demand one boon or another. But all you seek is knowledge. Interesting. Ask your questions then, Pathwalker.
Can you tell me anything about the Ithelia from my reality?
I suppose so. If she's lost control of her power, then she needs someone to stabilize her. It seems she chose you for this task. The more information you have, then, the better.
Help me understand the Lamp of Clarity's purpose.
Once Hermaeus Mora chose my fate, he recruited other Daedric princes to aid in my capture. Azura answered his call by creating the Lamp of Clarity. Its light exposes my location on a path. Or, as you have seen, reveals doorways to the many paths.
Why would it aid me now?
I am as curious as you. Perhaps it does not aid you, but only appears to. Azura's essence may have a purpose of its own, and you are only along to see that purpose fulfilled. I hope you find your answer as you continue your journey.
Can you explain more about the Sage's dream?
The many paths connects all Ithelias across all realities. This bond can weaken over time, causing distress to an Ithelia. We developed a means to reintegrate called Sage's Dream. It manifests as a drink to consume, but this is only an illusion.
What do you mean?
The ingredients grow in an Ithelia's shadow. They form from our essence. We each produce only one ingredient. Mixing these ingredients melds the essences from many Ithelias. When imbibed, we take in the power of our reflections.
How will this help the Ithelia from my reality?
When she drinks Sage's dream, she takes in the combined essences of her reflections. She gains their understanding of her power. Your Ithelia will reconnect to the many paths and regain control of her power.
Why would an Ithelia lose control of her powers?
An extended separation from the many paths, perhaps. Oh. Yes. I see it now. Your Ithelia already suffered Mora's punishment. Her power was stripped from her when she was locked away. She needs to calm the storm as her power seeks to return to her.
That makes sense. I'm curious about a different topic.
Most mortals quake in fear at my presence, or demand one boon or another. But all you seek is knowledge. Interesting.
Why does Hermaeus Mora see you as a
Ask your
threat?
questions then, Pathwalker. The Prince of Fate foresees a cataclysm approaching. I used my ability to manipulate the many paths to prevent one disaster.
Ah.
But now Mora sees my efforts as the predecessor to something even more terrible. He feels he must imprison me. And I agree.
Agree to be imprisoned for something you haven't done yet.
Do not fear, mortal. I have a plan. My scions will one day set me free, after I have had sufficient time to figure out how to avert the disaster Mora predicts.
I got news for you. In my reality, your scions have already freed you, and you do not know how to fix the problem. Hence why I am here talking to you. Ithelia, did you hear that?
Ithelia. She is a reflection of me. She knew about Sage's dream. I remember now. My followers praised me in this chamber while I drank from a goblet. Gather the Tiramweed that she offered so we can make the drink.
Well, the problem is we still
Another
need...
Ithelia. So powerful and proud.
We need the other
Collect the
ingredient.
ingredient and let us go back, mortal.
Tiramweed, a stringy green plant with almost translucent leaves. It grows in another reality along the many paths.
Here. I offer you a path home. Take it with my blessing. A new path appears. Use the lamp, mortal. So much of the path we just walked was familiar to me. The shrine, my scions. I remember it now. When Hermaeus Mora and the others arrived, took my power, locked me away. I had a plan as well, but I do not remember just surrendering like that.
If you didn't surrender, what did you do?
I sent Torvasad and the other scions away. They had to remain hidden, free to act when the time was right. The rest is still unclear. We learned much on that path about the Lamp of Clarity and Sage's dream.
Remind me of what your reflection said about the Lamp of Clarity.
It was created by the Daedric Prince Azora. She made the relic to find me. One of my powers is to avoid the gaze of other princes, but they found a way around that. The lamp contains a spark of Azora, which reveals these paths to us for some reason.
Okay, I'm not going to ask her any other questions because she's just going to repeat what the other Ithelia said. I'm ready to enter the next path.
As am I. Hopefully we learn more as we travel. The last path was clarifying, but I still feel overwhelmed. I am no more in control of myself than I was before. Let us proceed, mortal. Step through. Let us see where this path takes us. Dread fills this path. Find the ingredient, but use caution. We are not welcome here.
Going the right way? Looks like it.
My Shardborn. They always serve me well.
Books? Nah, I've already read these books. I want to read new books. Come on.
These shelves were full in our reality. Not ransacked like this. This shrine appears old, decayed. What happened here? Have Mora's forces finally come? Then I am finished. No. You do not belong here. But a reflection of the Prince of Pards travels with you. Have you come to revel at my defeat? To watch Hermaeus Mora imprison me? How shameful that I attract a mocking audience. Get on with your gloating, then.
We're not here to gloat. I need a sage's dream so the Ithelia of my reality can control her power.
Of course she lost control of her powers. All Ithelias are fragile creatures. They break under the slightest pressure. Just like glass. How did you get here, if my reflection cannot control her power? How did you walk the many paths?
This lamp of clarity opened the way. It's leading us to Sage's dream ingredients.
My Shardborn should gut you. Whether you intend it or not, this humiliates me even more. An item of my ruin born by a reflection who walks free. If it will get you to leave, I have Hark Fruit, one of the ingredients for Sage's dream. Take it and go.
I'll get the Hark Fruit.
Azura's lamp is not a friend to Ithelia, Pathwalker. All the relics work to subdue us. If it helps make a sage's dream, it is not to empower my reflection. No matter. My fate here is sealed, so what do I care? Take your Hark Fruit and leave me.
A different reflection of Ithelia accepted defeat. You seem not to be taking it as well.
Accepted. All that I am will soon vanish from reality. How could I possibly be comfortable with annihilation? No. I feel dread. Resentment. Anger. And totally ashamed by my obvious weakness.
What brought you to this point?
When word arrived of Hermaeus Mora's plan for me, I crumbled. My followers are loyal, but they couldn't face down the combined might of the other princes. What resistance we presented was quickly crushed. Another testament to my weakness.
What happens now for you and your followers?
Mora's army has surrounded the shrine and will soon pour in. I will have no choice but to let them imprison me. My followers may be locked away as well, or scattered across oblivion. It does not matter anymore. Let them come. This reflection seems resigned to her fate. Quite different from the other. Let us get the ingredient and go.
Hark Fruit, sweet fruit grown in the shadow of the Daedric Prince Ithelia from another reality, used to make Sage's dream.
I saw how to open a doorway. Let us return to the inn's cellar. sense this is the last path calling to me. Use the lamp here, mortal.
Have you got anything new to say?
Like before, this path stirred up memories. I experienced the same dread before Hermaeus Mora's forces arrived. But I did not collapse like a coward. I commanded my Shardborn to resist, and they obeyed. The struggle I recall was epic.
You remember more of the events leading to your imprisonment?
I remember the armies of the other princes pounding on the doors to my shrine. My loyal Shardborn readying their weapons. The sounds of unrelenting battle. I recall the princes standing in judgment over me. Then, blackness.
The last Ithelia claimed that the Lamp of Clarity wasn't actually helping you.
She is correct. I should not trust Azura's lamp. But it led us to 2 ingredients needed for a sage's dream, and now we have Tiramweed and Hark Fruit. 1 more and we can make the drink. And then I can regain control of my powers.
I'm ready to explore the next path.
Step into the many paths once again, mortal. Unbridled anger fills these halls. We have entered a war zone. Find the last ingredient, but be careful. Reality in this path is extremely fragile. It might shatter. Hurry! I remember this as a place filled with light and joy. This is not that place.
Okay.
I am.
Yeah, this kind of looks like Hermaeus Mora's libraries. It looks like,
Hermaeus Mora
realm.
consumes this shrine. His response to the savagery of Ithelia's defense. Mora's forces breached the shrine on this path. These Shardborn battle for their very existence, and the Ithelia of this realm's anger fills the air. I am safe from harm. But a mortal like you can die even when walking a different path. Be warned.
Okay.
No, you must not bring that reflection any closer. Speak with me, and I shall explain.
Torvasard?
Your Ithelia, does she not sense it? The Ithelia of this path, my prince, has lost herself. She has become the monster that Hermaeus Mora foresaw. If she cannot regain control, this reality is finished. Why does a mortal walk beside an Ithelia?
I need to make a sage's dream so my Ithelia can control her power.
Then I hope you succeed where I have failed. I tried to get my prince to calm down, but she lashed out at Mora's forces with her full fury. The more she fought, the more lost she became. Perhaps there is still a chance for you. How can I help?
The Lamp of Clarity led us to 2 ingredients. I think the final ingredient is here.
Why would... Oh, I understand. Azura's lamp wants to preserve your reality. By helping your Ithelia regain control, she can be safely imprisoned again. The ingredient you need is close by. Loot berries. Hurry and take them before it is too late.
Thank you.
Flee while you can, mortal. Save your own life. Just spare a thought for this doomed path if you survive. I suspect we will not last much longer. I suggest you take the loot berries and run. Good luck.
What did you mean that your Ithelia has become the monster Hermaeus Mora foresaw?
Ithelia is the fate changer, the unweaver. She has power unlike any other Daedric prince. The power to shift existence itself. Mora long suspected that Ithelia was dangerous, but full of uncontrollable rage. Reality itself unravels around her.
What happens then?
The unimaginable. Can you contemplate what happens when reality shreds like parchment beneath a saber cat's claws? Nothing remains when existence ceases to be.
Alright, where's the berries?
Mora dares! Damn his eyes! Every one of them! What a monster! Behold the last tomorrow! Behold the destroyer of reality! This Ithelia shows uncontrolled rage. It will consume every piece of this reality.
Loot berries, stalks of red berries grown in the shadow of the Daedric Prince Ithelia from another reality, used to make sages dream.
We must leave this path before my reflection destroys it.
Yeah, let's get out of here! Make the portal quick!
There you are. Come here. I have an idea about the sage's dream. Did you get lost down here? Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too. That woman is back upstairs, sitting by the fire. So I came looking for you. I think I figured out how to make a sage's dream, even if we don't have the proper ingredients.
No need to improvise. I have the proper ingredients right here.
What? You do? Well, that makes things easier. I'm not sure where you got ingredients that no longer exist, but the good innkeeper knows when not to ask questions. Can you help me make the drink? I'll read from the recipe book while you do the rest.
What should I do?
I turned my alchemy stove into the finest experimental drink maker in Tamriel. You can be the first to try it. For each ingredient, we'll need to get the temperature just right. I'll call out for more or less heat. You turn the appropriate valve.
Alright, let's make sages dream.
First, place the tirum weed in the apparatus. Slowly apply heat to steep the tirum weed.
Wait. Open valve to add heat. Close valve to reduce heat.
Needs more heat. Too hot. Reduce the heat. That looks nicely steeped. Next, place the hawk fruit in the apparatus. Apply heat to liquefy the hawk fruit. Again, not too hot. needs to be hotter. You'll burn the fruit. Reduce the heat. The hawk fruit looks properly reduced. Now add loot berries to the apparatus. You should chill the loot berries without freezing them.
Open valve to add cold, close valve to reduce cold.
It needs to be cooler. It's getting too cold. Don't freeze them. We froze the loot berries. We can start over. You should chill the loot berries without freezing them. It needs to be cooler. It's getting too cold. Don't freeze them. Perfectly chilled. Now, to blend the drink. 2 parts steeped tirum weed and hawk fruit juice for every 1 part of chilled loot berries. That's the exact amount of loot berries we need. That's the perfect amount of tirum weed. Don't add any more. Looks like a perfectly blended sage's dream. Pour the finished drink into that carafe. Now, grab the drink and take it to that strange woman. I'll meet you upstairs.
Sage's Dream, a perfectly blended version of the obscure and ancient drink. Alright, let's do this. Let's save reality.
Sage's Dream. Do you have it?
I have it.
Finally. The storm abates, and I can clearly see the many paths. I can discern one reality from the next, and my mind is clear. I am myself again. I am Ithelia, Prince of Paths and Mistress of the Untraveled Road.
What about the echoes and other strange things around the inn?
I shall set things right. The echoes I dragged from disparate paths are free to return to their own realms, and allow me to untangle the threads of fate and restore balance to this reality. I thank you, Pathwalker. And I am jealous of you.
You're jealous of me?
We learned that every Ithelia is dangerous. A broken creature that ends up hunted. We cannot change who we are. But mortals, you choose your paths. You don't need the powers of a Daedric prince to alter your fate. I envy this. Goodbye, Pathwalker.
Ithelia, wait! Oh, man. Well, at least we saved the inn.
You did it! Oh, that strange woman has left and taken the shadows with her. Ah, time to start running a regular inn again. Maybe I'll add the Sage's Dream to the menu. Provided I can get some more of those ingredients.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
The pain is gone and the threads of fate have untangled. What happened in there, Proxy? I sense the knot in the threads of fate has untangled, Proxy. This threat to our reality has passed. Should I assume you are responsible? Tell me what occurred within the Outcast Inn.
Ithelia was here and her power was out of control. I used the Lamp of Clarity to set things right.
If helping Ithelia saved reality, then you made the right choice. But the Lamp of Clarity is a powerful relic. I am glad you found it. I would like to take the lamp to Baragon's townhouse for further study. May I have it?
You can have the Lamp of Clarity.
I predicted that the tangled threads of fate were related to Ithelia's release. But how could I know she was the direct cause? You have served the one who knows very well in this effort. Here is the reward I promised.
Nice. I got the staff, the frost staff, of the Symmetry of the Wield set. The only thing is, I wish it wasn't a frost staff. I wish it was an inferno staff, but okay.
I must contact Hermaeus Mora and inform him that Ithelia has regained at least some of her power. Do not take this as a slight against you. Helping her saved many lives. It was the correct thing to do.
What will you do with the Lamp of Clarity?
Take it to Skingrad for study. Azura's lamp was designed to hunt down Ithelia and her minions. Knowing how best to utilize it must be my next priority. Please find me there when you are able. The Chosen of Fate still has much to do.
Okay, let's go to Skingrad. I'm gonna go to this striking locale first, though, before we head back to Skingrad.
What a novel setting. I might want to come back here someday.
Wow, that's a strange looking statue. Alright, I'm just gonna teleport back to Skingrad. Says return to Baragon's townhouse.
Did you hear? The King of Vashabar. He's the leader of the Recollection.
I knew those Vashabar models were to blame.
You're back! Good. I made some progress with the Hope Route map. Let's talk. I'm still deciphering the map from Hope Route. I can't yet make sense of all the notes, but I figure that any location marked on the map must be important to the Recollection. How did your investigations go?
Pretty well. We recovered the Lamp of Clarity and a blade called Abolisher.
You've been busy, friend. Did you learn anything at Feldegard Keep and the Outcast Inn that might clear up the last nagging questions I've got about the Hope Route map? Tell me what happened.
I fought off Shard Marshal Vargas at Feldegard Keep and acquired the blade Abolisher. I did that weeks ago.
So, the planned attack on Feldegard Keep was with Daedric forces, not the Recollection? A good thing you were there to help Tribune Alea defend the fortress. And that blade you acquired. Any sword with a name must be important.
I also met Ithelia at the Outcast Inn. I helped her remember herself and acquired the Lamp of Clarity.
You helped Ithelia remember herself? Isn't that what the Recollection is trying to do? I suppose you had a good reason, but still.
Several realities were entangled. Helping Ithelia was the least dangerous thing to do.
Entangled realities? A strange tale, friend. That's a problem rather beyond my experience. I'm glad you were there to sort things out. And you recovered a lamp? Sounds like some sort of relic. It might be important.
What's next, Baragon?
As I hoped, your account explains these last few marks on the Hope Route map. Not only were the inn and the keep noted, there's another site the Recollection's interested in, an Aeliad ruin called Neriostare. We need to investigate that ruin next.
Where's the Neriostare ruins located?
Neriostare lies in the western Colovian hills. It's rather dilapidated and haunted. I had a harrowing experience there back when I was actively adventuring. Laramil wants to speak with you. Talk to her, then meet me at Neriostare.
You explored Neriostare before?
It was a long time ago, friend. Close to 40 years now. I was part of an adventuring company that explored Neriostare's Great Hall and the nearby chambers. We didn't get very far, though.
Why not?
Neriostare was too dangerous for the band I was with. In addition to traps, the Aeliad ruin was full of undead guardians. But the worst obstacles were the collapsed passages and buried doors. The Recollection won't get far without a lot of digging.
Remind me, what's happening in Westweald?
Strange events drew Laramil the Wise to Westweald. Daedric incursions, a great new forest, ringed by a devastated region called the Wildburn, and the appearance of an Aeliad cult known as the Recollection. Laramil asked you to help her investigate.
Okay, so he's going to give her a summary. He's going to give us a summary of the story so far. What did we discover?
You stopped Shard Marshal Vargas at Rustwall Estate and Feldegard Keep. And at Ostamir, we discovered the Recollection created the New Forest and the Wildburn. That led us to Hoperoot, where we unmasked King Nantharian as their leader.
What do Shard Marshal Vargas and King Nantharian want?
They seek to restore their patron, the once-forgotten Daedric Prince Ithelia, to her rightful place of power. But Ithelia isn't quite herself since escaping from Hermaeus Mora's prison.
Tell me more about this forgotten Daedric Prince.
Laramil calls you the Proxy, or the Chosen of Fate. Apparently, you agreed to help Hermaeus Mora defeat Ithelia and preserve reality. When you met her in Elendlin and the Outcast Inn, she seemed confused, disoriented. What she wants, I couldn't say.
Alright, let's go talk to Laramil
Proxy,
again.
the permutations of fate created a high probability that you'd... I would like to talk about the relics I heard you describe to Barracon. The Lamp of Clarity and Abolisher are two of the relics once used to defeat and imprison Ithelia.
These are the same relics Torvasard hoped would help him find Ithelia, aren't they?
Exactly. Abolisher, forged by Boethia to cut a path to Ithelia wherever she walks. The Lamp of Clarity, created by Azura to illuminate the many paths. And the Skein of Secrets, woven by Mephala to show where Ithelia and the Unseen could be found.
But we don't have the Skein of Secrets.
No, we do not. Torvasard told us in Mephala's nest that the skein was lost in an Aeliad vault. Given the Recollection's interest in Neriostare, I think we know which one.
Why is the Recollection seeking the relics now?
Torvasard used Abolisher to open the way to Athelia's prison. He knows the relics can be used to return her there, and will do anything to prevent that. These ancient tools may be the keys to saving Westweald, and perhaps all of reality.
You think we can use the relics against Ithelia and her servants?
The blade, the lamp, and the skein countered Athelia's power in ancient times. I think they can do so again. You and Baragon are fated to seek the Skein of Secrets in Neriostare. I have my own tasks, and shall find you when it is time to finish this.
You're not coming to Neriostare?
My appointed tasks range far beyond Westweald, Proxy. While you deal with Athelia's servants, Nantharian and Vargas, I seek her first scion, Torvasard, the author of all these troubles. You and I shall cross paths again soon enough.
How exactly do these relics work?
We observed Torvasard using Abolisher to open portals. Creating a portal is not difficult, and I am rather proficient at it myself. But Abolisher appears to do it swiftly, and with great precision. I suspect it can destroy them as well.
What about the Lamp of Clarity?
The lamp allows us to gaze into the many paths. Think of that as a halo of possibilities and alternate fates that surrounds our own reality. Things can be real in the many paths that are not real here. We may need it to confront Ithelia.
And what does the skein do?
That remains to be seen, Proxy. We have observed the effects of Abolisher and the lamp firsthand. The skein, however, has been hidden for thousands of years. I presume its function will become apparent once you recover it.
Okay, we'll see. So if I'm not mistaken, we are still on part 3 of the Zone story. So there must be multiple quests associated with part 3, and we've already done the first 2. So after we do this next one, we should be finished with the 3rd quest of the Zone story. That's going to be it for this episode. In the next one, we will try to find the skein. Thanks for watching. See you next time.